Good morning, and we are live. Thank you for joining today's QuantWheel Live Lab. Thank you for waiting. That there has been some technical difficulties with this live stream. So now that we are live, let me share this to our Discord. As usual, the goal of this live stream is to help you set up your QuantWheel, answer any questions or suggestions you might have. And I do know we already have a few suggestions saying that the heat map and our kex is delayed. So we will look into that. This should not be happening. I do have some hypotheses on why it might, but give us a few minutes after this live stream and it should be good. Thanks, DigiWorld, for very nice words. How did you hear about us? Let us know what's your favorite part and what is the worst part that we need to fix right now. One thing I think people hated was the market open used to be super crowded. We were growing very fast, and then the capacity was not provisioned yet. So now, 2 days ago, we provisioned 10x capacity, so now we should be able to support any kind of traffic and growth. But that I think brought some issues with the delays. We have a small cache on every single machine on the market. I just like the AI, and I have no complaints. Wow, this is awesome. Thanks for nice words. And then with more of the servers, I guess every single server has now added to the mini cache. So we will be removing those caches and making sure you have the most live data as possible. All right, we usually start this live stream and split it into few parts. The first one is going through the updates in the product, making sure that we answer all the questions that are in the chat and in Discord. And then I go through the market and see if we can find any good trades and show you how to use QuantWheel with that in live examples. All right, before I dive into that, maybe add futures and Forex. 100%. This is on the roadmap for hopefully the end of the year. For futures, we had a lot of requests, and I think we do get a lot of users, and people use us a lot in pre-market prep when the futures are live. So I think people do use us a lot for futures trading, and it would be even better if we had the futures gex. I 100% agree. All right, I'll check this comments every so often, and then Discord as well. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll answer it. There is a slight delay, obviously, with the live streams, but let me know. All right, so first things first, the new tab and active wheels, you will notice it's gonna load a lot faster. Let me just refresh the screen. This is now super fast, partially because of added capacity, partially because we've fixed some things, but hopefully that it improves your experience. This was also a prerequisite for us to start launching a mobile app. So mobile app is 99% ready, and you can start verifying your phone numbers if you want phone alerts here in the settings. It will ask you to do an actual phone call and verify verify a phone number before we start sending you alerts. The Discord link, yes, that's a good question. I think I can share it right now in the chat, or if you're in the platform, it's actually super easy. In the platform, there is this help link at the top corner. and it will bring you to our Discord, QuantWheel Options. So it's very, very straightforward to get there. All right, so you can start preparing your phone number for phone alerts. We've set up an app, so even if you're sleeping and you want to get woken up at night, let's say you're trading for Asia and there's a great trade or a huge spike, you can get this alert very quickly. Then some people ask, like, how do I check my actual P&L for the week or for the month or premiums collected for the month? And the easiest way is straight here. It's just showing you the premiums and the P&L for this whole month. I know some people actually track it per week as like setting their goals, which is awesome. So we will add the weekly tracker here as well. And that's about it. That's about it here. On the fine deals, plenty of exciting updates and more to come. So we are shipping soon a new version of the screener that's going to have 50% less buttons. I think that's going to be super exciting for all of you. But in the meantime, a few cool things that we've noticed while filming the video library. So as you can see, video library is here with some examples on both wheel and gex. Where we'll just start adding more and more examples every single week, with the goal by end of August to fill it up with every single piece of the platform. But here now, like, you can previously had to go to columns and reorder your columns. Now you can just drag and drop. You can switch diff to go after delta. And then what used to be super annoying is these filters, you see them here, but you had to find them in the different filter columns and then go ahead and modify them, or like, how do you reset a single filter? It was so complicated. So right now you can just click here and remove this delta filter. Super easy, super fast, and that's the direction we're going to. It should be a lot simpler. In the actual filters, if you want moderate delta, you can just click it now with one button. So we are adding this kind of presets as well to make your screening super easy. Then on paper trading, people have asked to have easier paper trading capabilities. And then let me just show you in my manual positions. So we've added the column only for the paper trading positions where, okay, this is a stock position. I can just close it with one button here. But for options position, I can roll them, record assignment, and basically make your paper trading super easy. I think it's a very nice touch. So thank you for all the suggestions. As you can see, we're trying to add a lot more functionality, make it simpler while making it more usable. That's our whole goal. Then in the gex, gex AI got a lot of upgrades, and Vanna and Charm also started to become a lot more useful. So for NVIDIA, as you can see, you can see positive Vanna and explain the different. It really explains to you the different key spots. We are working on a gex screener as well. So let's say you want to know what's the tickers that have a price at the put wall with positive gamma and negative Vanna, for example. This is going to replace our current hub and make sure that you can get to the best opportunities in the market and not miss anything. All right, I think these are some of the coolest updates. The gex AI now should give us a lot cleaner data, a lot smoother values, and also the inflection points in the whole screen. People have shared that this is delayed, so let me just check. 28,000 on TradingView. It seems like it's live now, but then at the market open might be lagging. So we will take a look at that. Don't worry. And I'm just trying to think, is there anything else? That should be it for the platform updates. Another cool thing in the rolling section. Let me just load this. So this is loading 10x faster as well. But let's say you do want to roll some things. You can now basically save your preset filters. I have my default here with less than 180 days, but you can add also at least, let's say, yearly yield or annualized yield, let's say at least 15% to get those trades filter out for you. And then you can just save them. This is going to be super, super useful, saving you a lot of time. I will stop sharing this screen and jump straight into my desktop. So for a moment, you'll see our Restream platform, and then my TradingView is coming up with our GEX bridge. So as you can see, we have a lot of interesting stuff. Yesterday, I placed some very aggressive trades on Intuit, for example, just purely based on Vanna and Gamma, plus the the call wall and the Vanna flip were at the 340 level. You can find my trades. This trade was for free, like in my almost live account. And I just, because I saw there is a Vanna flip, call wall, positive Gamma, and positive Vanna, I knew this is going to be super, super strong resistance, basically 340. Saw those call spreads, and yeah, it seems like I just need to close them out now for a profit. This is a super useful tool that I'm just, when I look at the tickers, when I look at the updates, it's very, very straightforward for me to see what's going on. We are releasing this soon. We have a whole plan done. The key thing here is for Windows users, just the newest version refuses to connect to TradingView. So once we have this fixed, you will see you'll be able to get access to this whole suite. The flows part is only working for the flows stickers that I can show you right here. Wow, Microsoft with even higher push after earnings. That's an amazing run. All right, let's take a look at the Microsoft. Basically, there's no put volume here. The put wall here is tiny. All right, I'll try to add August 21st. That should have more open interest and get a better data for us. All right. So now we can see the whole regime. We can see the flows, the calls, puts, and net flow, and make sure that we see live options flow for Microsoft. All right, so it seems like the initial pump has stabilized, but the bulls are still being on top. We've had the positive flows in the past 15 minutes, and the price is going down, but also at the SVP level. So we'll see. Very interesting to watch how this goes. We are in a very positive Gamma, super, super positive Vanna. So it seems like if you just leave Microsoft as it is, drifting higher might be the case. We are though at the, okay, I think that's a good opportunity to explain this V-bull and V-bear levels. So these are basically the same levels you will see in the platform with the highest possible Vanna point and the lowest possible Vanna point. In the positive Vanna, the bull point is where you kind of max out that drift higher, and the push higher from Vanna is starting to dwindle down and slowing down. You can see it right here in the actual tape for Microsoft. This was 455, and we've stopped right before this level. So this is not to say that this is a stopping gap. The stopping gap would be this Vanna flip. So if you are looking at selling call spreads, for example, for premium, I would sell it right around this level, like let's say 380, 500 should be a very good trade. I'll take a look at this after this call. So we still could drift higher, which is going to be slower from this bull level to the Vanna flip level, and that's where Vanna starts actually pushing the price down. So at the 472 level, Vanna flips to negative, and then the price starts getting dampened by the volatility going down. So remember, the price going up means volatility down, and that's exactly how the Vanna is going to play out here. So if I get a chance after this call, probably Microsoft call spreads 480, 500 are the play here. All right, Meta is an interesting one as well. It dropped after earnings. Not a horrible earnings. It just seems like market expected more. And we are in negative gamma, negative Vanna. So completely opposite things here. We could be seeing pushing from Vanna and from gamma and sharp moves. But then Vanna is currently dampening them. So it's a balance between these two, and you can actually see it in the price. You can see it being kind of pinned in this zone, and these two doing their job. So gamma spikes up and down, but the Vanna then kind of coiling it into a coil. It's very, very useful to see just in TradingView these levels. Right. Interesting things here yesterday. If you're in our Discord or our partner Discord, you've seen me alert on the huge panic and time to sell cash secure puts on basically the whole semiconductors area. Yesterday we've had a drop. We sold cash secure puts right around this area where the alerts went out, and we got a rally. So I said that this is just too nice of a rally. Let's just take those profits. Or maybe it was one of these rallies. You should take a look at the Discord. Took profits, and we said, hey, if it drops back again below these levels, we'll just re-enter. And then we double dipped yesterday and today in a very nice profit session. So cash secure puts are super useful when you have this kind of extended period of dropping. Catching a falling knife is difficult. Okay, this SK Hynix is shortly trading on the US stock market. We can check like SK Hynix on the Korean exchange. If you do get multiple days of just downside, my rule is like 3. If there's 3 days of extended drops and it's dropped a lot, then I start looking at the cash secure puts because they give a very nice premium. The IV is super high, and you can find good levels to sell them on. So this was a nice play. I was ready to roll it down. SK Hynix, MU, those are some of the good names. And I think just the pure SMH play yesterday was a very good one. I'm not getting too excited about this rally. I think this is honestly surprising to me. Even though I sold cash secure puts, this is giving me some too much hype vibes, and we should take this carefully. Yeah, I'll just wait to see what the price action says today, and I think I'll be still waiting for more drops in this rally. Just like Yeah, remember, if this was reversed, let's do this. Invert scale is a very useful thing to do. Would you be excited about this? Like you would say, oh, this bottom down, or there's some nice head and shoulder potential here, break above it, and then you retraced here, and usually that's where you see a bounce, right? So like, if this was reversed, people would be looking to enter long. So I'm thinking, just be careful. This kind of retracement to the headline do happen, and if it was inversed, would you be bullish? So if the answer is yes, then you should be bearish here. So I'm just being very careful, not trying to get ahead of myself. And again, if people are too enthusiastic, you should probably be slightly careful. I just got straight into the live stream and did not check any news. So if there's something happening, let me know. All right. Okay. Good morning, Free Flow as well. Thanks for joining. Let us know if you have any questions. So this is my take on the semiconductors in the morning. I was shocked to see this open this high today morning, to be 100% transparent. I do have a huge list here of awesome stocks that are useful to pay attention to. Seems like the market just went full on risk mode, just dropped all these kind of dividend plays, and then went straight into the semiconductors. So again, if you're on the other side, is there a reason for this drop in the stocks? Probably not. Probably people just dropped this money and went into the semis. So if the semis cool down, or if this just stabilizes, this dividend stocks might be a good play at the moment. If you're selling cash equity puts, this could be a good play. Wing, I'm not sure if you know much about the company. It's not that great, but decent business, growing and has some dividends. And this could be a good place to sell some cash equity puts. Right. Vanna is in the flipping area where it's going to start to dampen the price. And bear spot here is where it's decelerating the sell action. So yeah, this is going to be the strongest resistance level, 125. If you're interested in this stock, I think 125 cash equity puts, great deal. TSCO, okay, a drop, but this is kind of a potential rectangle break towards the downside, something like a bull flag, so I would not touch this. And then, yeah, we have plenty of others. Let us know in the comments which stock would you like to check. What pops right here is Carvana. That's a very interesting one. And then the Figma. All right. So Figma is a very interesting thing that I think it's my biggest loser. I thought I was smart by not going in on the FOMO. I waited for the drops, started selling cash secure puts, rolled them down, but it just went more and more down. And I got lucky, actually. I let some of my protective puts get assigned, so I went short the stock and offset some of those losses. But now I'm thinking that Figma might be actually consolidating. Today, there is a drop, and below this kind of breaking trend line. But I do think Figma is undervalued here at 12 billion. I think they're going to figure out the AI wave with some of the design stuff. And be careful about the earnings. The price action, though, is telling me that this could, like, if you take a look at the bigger picture, Figma on, let's say, weekly, I think it's a very nice view. It's starting to have some convexity to get some kind of a curvature. Like I could imagine this bottoming down almost. And the downside is not that big based on these trend lines. So basically, it could be a good value play. I wouldn't put all my money into it, but I think the ratio upside to downside is currently okay with Figma. I think Luca might have joined. Let me just double check. Hey, welcome, Luca. I think you're still muted, but let me help.
Yeah, thanks for and sorry I'm being late. I see you have a nice live stream. Pretty interesting what's going on today.
One thing, if people are interested in, one thing I realized yesterday, I don't know if these are basics or if this is just a new discovery for me. There is a play with high, I think, alpha ratio, so very low beta, is going both long on the oil and Japan. I mean, we've been talking about Japanese yields going up and the Japanese currency also dropping. Now it's starting to kind of strengthen. And I was actually planning to go both long oil and Japanese currency. Let me just explain to you why. I think Japan is trying to get all of their investments back into the Japan as much as they can and strengthen the Japanese yen. So that's their plan. They're trying to strengthen it. The only thing that's kind of pressing the Japanese yen down is their dependency on the Hormuz oil. So they have to sell Japanese yen to buy dollars to buy oil. So once this oil situation is figured out, then there's basically they can start strengthening their currency. So it's an interesting play to basically go both long on the Japanese yen and oil. One of these is gonna usually go up on every single day. Yeah, we went through Intuit play. That was a good 340 call spread, and then yeah, let us know if there's anything else to check. Luca, how is your trading going?
I have a lesson. If you can open CoreWeave and IREN, I have a lesson for, and it's maybe too early, but lesson for checking out. There was someone on Twitter the other day joking that the market drops, so they can show how big of a P you are and make sure that you lose money if you are. And so CoreWeave dropped to 60 and IREN to 30, and they were literally a multiplier of 3x their revenue or something like crazy low, especially IREN. And you can see what happened today. You could have bought at 60. It looked crazy low, and today it already grew. It exploded about 13, 14, $15 in a day. Doesn't mean that it will continue to go up. Maybe it'll go down again, just to warn you guys. But if you're buying short calls, just because it was unreasonable very quick drop, usually those things recover at least for a day or a week before they continue dropping, if they continue dropping. So I was like one click away from doing this again, but I'm so overly invested in IREN and CoreWave that I didn't do it. But if I had cash on the side and I knew what I know about these stocks, I would for sure do this.
Yeah, I did sell very aggressive cash secure puts on CoreWeave yesterday. I think 50 was my strike price, and yeah, very nice profit in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, the whole market this last week is, I think a lot of stocks are undervalued. So I'm not sure why this is going on. Probably the bubble is not going to burst at once, like everybody is explaining, but some stocks are going to get corrected 1 week, the other ones will get corrected in a month from now, and the valuations are getting corrected. I think you had a very smart comment in the Discord A lot of these financial sheets are getting adjusted to minimize taxes or maximize the valuations. Some companies are working between each other, so the revenue is basically just circling around. So it's difficult to know the real value, and if one drops, everything drops. Basically, it's very early. I think, even though it all looks like very mature, I think it's extremely early still.
Yeah, one thing we went through earlier in the live stream is, okay, this kind of pump looks so nice and super happy and people are getting excited. But like, what if you do this, right click, invert scale, and you see it from the other side? Let's say you would definitely say, oh, this bottomed out, it had a nice rally, now it kind of retraces a little bit, but that's usually when it bounces, right? So I think you would go long here, you would buy calls at this level. So why not buy puts on this level? I'm just trying to
Yeah.
be rational here.
Yeah.
So there is a historical discrepancy between, I think, forward earnings and the price of semiconductors. So one of them is wrong. Like the forward earnings just exploded in this zone, but the prices went down in the past few weeks. So one of them is wrong, and we'll see what, like, are these forward earnings too inflated and the price is actually a leading indicator, or this is the best buying opportunity of your lifetime. So I think that this is like two extremes, and options are the perfect way to play this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Not
Yeah.
sure what you think, Luca. If you're on the bull side or bear side.
I think it depends. Short term, probably bearish. In the next 5 year, bullish. You know what I've noticed? I went through many of those cycles, especially in crypto. And usually, when your grandma wants to buy an AI stock, it's time to get out. And
Yes.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm very connected in different industries, and I had kids teaching me that they're building a data center. I had meetings now, like three huge companies that want to build data centers. Super interesting stories. But if you still did not build a data center, and these are very old industries, it's just that they are now more useful because of AI. And now you're trying to build it, you're going to have it built in 2 to 10 years. If you have a factory of chips and everything is yours in 2 years, if you don't, in 10 years. So if you're talking about building a data center today, good luck. And you know that everybody thinks the data centers earn money, and who knows what is going to happen with the energy, how fast the energy will be available for those data centers. So all this revenue depends on energy and much more than just a land where you put a data center on.
Exactly. And I personally think also, so there is a few plays here in this whole AI thing, and mostly they depend on the current hardware supporting the current best AI models and the way we do AI. But what if we learn the new best way of doing AI that requires completely different chips?
Exactly. Yes.
That's gonna destroy the whole demand in a second.
Yeah.
And then as AI models become cheaper and cheaper to run, we have to find the winners. So we have to find, hey, if I personally get a relatively inexpensive way to run a good enough model locally, I will buy it immediately. And then what providers are going to provide that kind of service? They're going to win, I think. And then what are we going to do about the quant side, the quantum computing? How is it going to play with AI? Quantum computing plus AI chips, that could be the new future. So like this wave is already, like, as you mentioned, every grandma knows about it. But what's gonna disrupt this thing is probably gonna be a great play if you can figure it out.
Yep. And there are many companies that now and then I hear about that are either in robotics or parts for robotics, and companies that build something that they were building for a long time, and only now it's becoming useful with AI and robotics at such demand that we don't know about. And you just hear, oh, now there is a chip that is using quantum computing. I remember 5 years ago, not even 3 years ago, we were talking about AI, and it sounded, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you even talking about AI? It's not there and won't be there. Maybe in 20 years we'll talk about AI, and it's here. Like, it's very quickly here. So yeah, I think if you look at cycles, history rhymes, doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. I think it's just becoming faster rhyme. Like, it's just the whole circle of how an industry lives and dies and how quickly you have to adapt is just becoming faster. When our parents were alive, younger, like, they know that for their whole life they can be the same, they can do the same thing, and they can just for 30 years build a company and leave from it. Nowadays it's like you have 3 4 5 years, you do what you do. If you didn't build some huge moat and become the biggest, like, something else will happen and disrupt, and you have to go again. That's the same thing with these companies.
Yep, agreed.
Like, look at Figma. That's a really good example. You would say, wow, this is new generation. Before it was Adobe, now it's Figma. Everybody's using Figma in our world. And now, boom, like, from 140, it didn't drop to 80. It dropped to 20. And IPO was whatever, 100 or 80 or something like that. Now imagine, or no, the IPO was actually 35 or some, I remember something like that. And now Figma is what? It's almost
Yeah,
irrelevant
25
when
or
it comes
something,
to
23.
valuations. Sorry?
I think it's 23.
Yeah.
So the low was 16 from the high of
Yeah.
150 almost. So
And
that's
now
like a
imagine,
90% drop.
you bought it at 60, it jumps to 23. That's almost that's 50% appreciation. But if you had it at 140, good luck. It will not 10x.
Yep.
No one has to
I've heard from
for
one
it.
of our users, a good strategy he is using is put credit spreads. So instead of like, and with the goal of not just selling a spread as it is, but doing it as a cash ticker put primarily, and then the protective put. So if the stock goes down, he can roll the cash ticker put and profit and check out from the long put. It just requires a lot more capital to actually get decent premiums.
But is he net positive in the end? Like, is
Yeah,
he able to? Yeah. Okay.
and then he can also, as the price goes down, he's rolling the long put as well as his protective measure.
Yeah.
Basically taking profit, moving the protective measure down, taking profit again if it drops, going down.
Yeah.
We should have done this with Figma, where
Yeah.
we should have kept rolling the protective put down while taking profits from Figma dropping, and profits from the premiums on the short side.
By the way, I'm reading the news, and I just read Anthropic is going to develop their own drugs.
What?
This is just an article I read. Anthropic is starting a drugs company, pharmaceutical.
Really?
So this is what's going on. I think they realized that as an LLM, they will not have huge advantage 5 years from now, even 2 years from now. I think they understand they need to go into real businesses, and they have the data, and they're just basically grabbing the data from Figma, and they launched a competitor. They grabbed the from legal Harvey, they create their own legal. They're just grabbing industries, and they're hiring Goldman Sachs consultants and the most capable people to implement AI in other businesses and to take over industries, because they know the advantage will not be there forever.
That's very interesting news. I did not expect to hear this today. But yeah, that was the hypothesis we had, right? But like, if you had the one best AI that achieves the supreme intelligence, then they can just buy out every company, make a better version of the company in any kind of field, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's healthy for the stock market for what's going on right now. I think the smartest thing was to sell a month ago or 2 months ago, and then just buy now. But of course, it's always easy to say in hindsight.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right.
What else do we have for this live stream?
I think that's basically it. We can. We need to fix the delay in GEX. Seems like I was not able to replicate it, but I think now with extra server powers, maybe each server gives additional delay, and yeah, we'll fix it.
Interesting. If we can jump on a call after this, that'd be great. I want to show you something.